What does the future look like? Will we live on Mars? What will our cities look like? Ever since sci-fi was invented, humanity has been obsessed with exploring these questions. The answer might lie in futuristic architecture. From Back to the Future to the Jetsons, we are all familiar with humanity's vision of the future. Futurism is an art and architectural movement that uses chromatism and extended lines to suggest speed, and speed suggests progress. Futurism is a creative realization of architectural vision of the future. Like history tells stories of the past, futurism tells us dreams of the future. But what exactly are these visions of futuristic architecture? Hello and welcome to another episode of Super Freaky Science. Today we're going to look at the top 10 futuristic houses. Before we move on, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Make sure to click the bell icon to get notified. Let's start with the first house, shall we? Number 10. Miami Future Villa. The unique Miami Future Villa is number 10 on our list today because of its vibrant and innovative design. The house's architect, Dmitry Kuznetsov, called it the Royal Villa because he was inspired by royalty when he built it and saw it as the palace for royals of the future. The Royal Villa in Miami is an impressive structure made of wood and glass. It looks like the bow of a ship as it sits next to and on water. The high glass windows provide a full view of Miami, and the winding wooden frames of the house make the house seem like it's moving. Kuznetsov's Miami Future Villa is purely an innovation in aesthetic. However, other architects have made innovative designs for style as well as function, like number 9. Number 9. Hydraulic Roof House. The hydraulic roof house will get you through any weather. A marble house built into a sea wall. It has a roof that can open and close so that the house traps warmth in the winters and ventilates the air in the summers. Along with ventilation, it allows the residents to stargaze through the open roof. The roof opens up 30 degrees on its left and right sides to let the air in and sunlight. This Tuscany house is an innovative work by Michael Bucchilion, who has paved the way for hydraulic systems and sustainable architecture. The house is the future of science and style. A winding red staircase in the White House mimics the form of an evening gown on its descent and adds a little flair to the futuristic design. Number 8. TREE-NESS House. Futurism is not just about fancy design. It's about looking forward to better and greener futures. Akisa Hirata's TREE-NESS house is a prime example of that. The apartment building has 5 levels and stairs that seem to hang off the building, but the best features is the galleries and roof gardens, adding splashes of colour against the white of the building. Cities can be very dreary and polluted. Architects are now pushing for green cities to add features that will help clean the air of pollutants and reduce the carbon footprint of buildings. Green architecture, like the TREE-NESS house, also creates vibrant, colourful environments for citizens. However, TREE-NESS house has got nothing on number 7 when it comes to sustainability. Number 7. Self-sustaining houses. Self-sustaining houses are a perfect solution to the climate crisis on Earth since they help reduce waste and carbon emissions. Research shows that houses can cause serious harm to the environment as they stand on ground for decades. The self-sustaining house on stilts solves this problem immediately. Benoit Chalin's design is powered by solar panels and wind turbines and rests on top of a hill on stilts. The house seems to be placed precariously, but it is actually secured safely. The house seems like a crazy concept, but it shows other greener ways of living are possible and are in fact easy to execute. The self-sustaining forest hut is another example of sustainable futuristic architecture. Konrad Wojcik built the house as a man-made tree and runs completely on clean energy. It, along with Challen's house, does not cause any damage to soil or to the environment. Sustainability is a great factor to have in a house, but number 6 sounds a lot more fun. Number 6. PIGNA Treehouse. Remember when you were a kid and dreamed of living in a treehouse? Well, the PIGNA Treehouse might just help fulfill your fantasy. Italian architectural firm Dominus Gaia and architect Claudio Beltrami made the brown, egg-like house in the thickest of trees. Beltrami wanted to build the house as a sustainable, unique space that encourages communion with nature. It's shaped like a pod with a domed bedroom and 3 levels connected by wooden stairs. It's the perfect place for nature lovers to relax. The bedroom even has a skylight where you can watch the stars and rain as you lay in bed. Speaking of houses built in their environment, let's talk about the High Desert House. Number 5. High Desert House. Like some animals camouflage into their surroundings, the High Desert House seems to be part of its desert surroundings. Built the rustic home in the Joshua Tree National Park into the side of a hill. The futuristic home was organically built into the rough terrain, with its pillars separating rooms in a cave-like space of the house's interior. More than that, the house's 26 concrete rib-like columns look like giant rocks on the desert from an aerial vantage point. The High Desert House is a contender for the perfect household, but we think number 4 works even better. It is practically a disappearing act. Number 4. Los Terrenos House. The Los Terrenos house is perfect for anyone who wants to go into hiding, because the house itself disappears. It disappears because it's covered with mirrored glass on every wall. The peaked roof even has transparent glass, giving the illusion that the house is not there. Tatiana Bilbao, an architect from Mexico City, built the house in the middle of the Mexican forest. This means that each inch of the mirrored surface immersing the architecture with nature completely. The house has a bed with raised platforms too, so that they can blend into the topography. The house has quite a personality, but not as much as number 3. Number 3. UFOGEL Cabin. Ever wonder what it would be like in a UFO? Well, you might just get the answer in the UFOGEL cabin in Austria. UFOGEL is a combination of the German word for UFO and bird, so the shingled cabin seems suspended in the air as it's about to fly away. But architects Peter and Lucas Jungmann made sure the cabin is grounded on Earth. They created it as a sculpture and a cabin, and the best part is that you can rent it as a holiday home. So, pack your bags and get ready for some otherworldly adventures. Sounds cool, right? It isn't the only space-themed home on this list. Number 2. PREFAB Spaceship House. The PREFAB Spaceship House is another space-themed futuristic house. The owner requested the architects at Barcelona's NOAM to build him a mothership for a spaceship fleet. The house hovers 12 feet off the ground and is packed with smart technology, and stands as an all-white futuristic building. It stands on stilts with a solitary window and resembles an alien spaceship. Purple panels hide the technology and switches in the interior to heighten the futuristic effects. The house has few windows, but with its elevation of 12 feet, provides some of the best views in the area. The prefab house is a great space for science fiction fans, but number 1 might just be the place for science fiction heroes. Number 1. Mars Case Prototype. If you've ever dreamed of going to Mars, you could take the Mars Case Prototype. The Beijing-based open architectural project was built as a house that could sustain human life on Martian soil. Xiaomi, a Chinese electronics company, built the house with smart technology that circulates energy and produces zero waste. Every resource in the futuristic, round, compact home is reused and conserved to help the residents survive on Mars. And while these features are meant for hostile climates on Mars, they might be useful in Earth's environment as well. The Mars case can also be a self-sustaining house to reduce the adverse effects of climate change. However, the house is not intended for life on Earth. It's lightweight and easy to transport into outer space. The exterior shape of the house and its two windows resemble a comet. Clearly, the house will fit right in when it launches into space. So, there you have it. The countdown for the top 10 futuristic houses. Futurism seems to have its advantages and its quirks, but its wider impact on mainstream housing and architecture is currently small. However, as time moves forward, there is always the possibility that we could all be living in a mirrored wall house and tree pods. Super freaky, right? What do you think? Will spaceship houses be all the rage in the coming decades? Will green housing and architecture take off and prevent climate change? Or do you have any other ideas about futuristic architecture? Let us know in the comment section down below.